Hi, so a quick look at the 2022 Ping Moonlite bag. Obviously just a little weekend bag you might take away on holiday, but also something that you might want to play with if you're playing in tournaments a lot and you have a big tournament bag, and then when you're just practicing you take out something light. So I just want to go through the features and the bits and pieces on it and see what I think of it. So these have been out for a long time. Obviously Ping are one of the main players in this market, and on the face of it this looks a really good bag. This is a kind of limited edition pattern here with the Ping Man all over it. It has three colours, I'll show you them on the screen, and it has a double strap. It's 2.5 pounds, which is 1.13 kilograms, so it is quite light. It does feel quite light. On the back here you've got a waterproof material, which is one of the main standout features of this, so that when you put that down on the ground it doesn't start to soak through moisture and get into the clubs. So it doesn't have a little stand. Some of these bags have little plastic kickstands there, so that's its way of keeping it dry. So that's a good design. It feels solid. This material feels very sturdy, like it's going to last for a long time. As I say, you've got double strap on there, and you've also got a really quick release mechanism for taking it on and off, and even I can do it. And then you just press in these two little bits. Hang on, there it is, and that's off. So you can even leave that in the house and have it as an old school single strap, or you can go double strap. This bag will fit 14 clubs. It also has an umbrella holder, so it's fully featured. It's got four-way top, so you can take 14 clubs there, no problem. There's dividers down the middle there, but they're not taped to the sides, so they kind of hang. The dividers kind of hang in the middle, and you could possibly put a club through the side of one of the dividers and it would go into the other compartment. So there might be times where it feels like some of the clubs are snagging, but we'll give that a little test with some clubs in it in a minute anyway. What I wanted to look at was what was on the bag in general. So you've got what they describe as the clothing pocket here. Now when I first looked at this I thought, oh, that's a good ball pocket, but this is actually all you get for the clothing. So that's the outside of the bag. That's the bit that's not up against your back. That looks like maybe that would be where your back would go, but it's not. So I don't understand why they couldn't have continued that pocket up here somewhere and given you more space as a clothing pocket. Now you could argue, well, why do you need more space in a little bag like this? But I find that, especially like playing in Scotland, you can't guarantee what kind of weather you're going to get. So you could be going out and playing and thinking it's going to be dry, but you don't know that. You don't know how cold it's going to get. I mean, you get 4 different sort of seasons in one day in Scotland, so we always need to be prepared. It's one of the most annoying things about living in Scotland, is you never know when you walk out the door if you've got the right clothes on for the day, because it can be warm in the morning and absolutely freezing sort of 10 minutes later. So having a big clothing pocket actually would be a consideration. I'll have a look at what we can get in there in a minute. Just want to go through the pockets quickly first. So this has got a waterproof looking zip on there. The material's not waterproof itself, but maybe that's going to give you a chance of keeping wallets and phones dry a wee bit longer in there. So that's a reasonable sized pocket. They've got one down here which is supposed to be for the rangefinder, and it sort of opens up or tightens. I don't really know what the point of that is. I suppose you could half zip it, it might keep your rangefinder a wee bit tighter in there. And then it's got like a little mesh, I don't know, tees and whatnot pocket in there as well. And you could use that waterproof one for tees as well. But this is supposedly, oh, there's a little extra pocket in there, I wonder if that's a drinks holder pocket. We'll try that with a drink in a minute. So generally good. I would say that the pocket needs to be a bit bigger is one of the things, but let's go on and try and show you some of the pockets in action. Right, so I've got overkill. Right, so suppose we're not saying we're going to take a full waterproof suit because we're thinking, well, it's a weekend bag and you can't ask that of it. But actually, if this pocket had gone all the way up, you probably could have. So this is a waterproof jacket, reasonably bulky, putting it in the clothes pocket. And let's see if we can get a woolly hat in there as well in case it gets really cold. Now that's gone in, and there is a little bit more space available. Let's see if we can get this gilet in here. See if we can get extra bit in there as well. Now that's getting a bit tougher to shut now, and I'm going to have to be careful I don't break the zip. So you probably can fit a bit more in there than just one jacket, but it's comfortable with one decent wind top and possibly something else smaller, gloves or a woolly hat or something like that. So let's try the rangefinder in here, just an average sort of rangefinder. Well, that feels like it wants to slip out, but obviously it's going to be up. When you put it down to putt, you don't want it slipping out, I suppose. So let's see, would I put that in there? I wouldn't probably put that in there because I wouldn't want to unzip it every time. I like to be able to just put my hand in to get the rangefinder. It would slightly worry me that maybe that might want to slide out a little bit, but I think when clubs go in it, it's not going to be as bad. Let's load it up with everything. Go and get a drink out the fridge as well. I'll stop short of Mars bars and stuff. But right, so, we're going to put the drink in. Yeah, well, that wouldn't really make sense to put your drink in there, would it? Because you're going to have your clothes. So that internal pocket there, that's in the clothing pocket, I'm not 100% sure what that actually achieves. You can section something off, but I don't know why you would bother doing that. So the drink, well, maybe, I mean, why would you not just have it loose? Why does it have to be in a little compartment? Because if anything, it goes up closer to the edge of the zip and starts to make it slightly more difficult to shut. Because if you put that further down in the pocket, then that shuts a lot easier. So you've got a couple of decisions to make here. Does your rangefinder go in there, which is a zip, and it isn't actually going in that easily, as you can see, and then put your drink in there. I mean, there's room to take your drinks and your sweets and your tops. It's how easy it all is to go in and out. Obviously the colour scheme's not right here. Got red and navy going with black's not going to happen. So I'll get all these in. I quite like this simple top where you get 3 woods at the top, 3 irons each side, and then 4 in here. And then you've got the decision to make, does your putter, are you a putter at the top of the bag, man or woman, or a putter at the bottom of the bag? Important decision. I'd probably in this go at the top. So that's got jacket, laser, and all the clubs in it. So you'd have more than this in it, but let's just try it with a single strap. Well, yeah, it's quite nice. You know, if you're walking about and you're off, you know, off +1 or something, you've got a single strap and that, you know, you sort of look as though you know what you're doing. And yeah, that looks, I could go down that route, I suppose. But as I say, I think I'd use this. But I do like the way it comes on and off so quickly. That is a good feature. Oh, just noticed we've got the obligatory glove Velcro strap, which no bag ever seems to be able to do without these days. And yet I have never seen anybody putting a glove on there. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, in terms of the clubs going in and out, yeah, I mean, they're getting a wee bit stuck on the grips. But you know what? For a small bag, it's pretty good. In terms of weight, it is light. It is light. I mean, the beauty of it is you can put these sort of things in, you know, to save weight on the plane. Say you're going on holiday, you put a reasonable you either get 2 of these in a carry bag, in a travel cover, no problem, or a normal bag in one of these in a travel cover. We tend to put like a slightly more firmer bag, like a normal Hoofer Light or something like that, and all the clubs go in that, and then you just put this in the travel cover at the side as sort of extra padding, but you can do it either way. So good bag, lots of space, good double strap, single strap feature. Pockets, I'd give the pockets a sort of 6 or 7 out of 10, because I think there could be slightly better arrangements going on here, and I don't understand why that hasn't carried on a bit, just to give you the option of a little bit more in terms of space. The biggest hurdle for me with this is actually nothing to do with the design, it's the price. Seems to have been a huge jump in price in these things in the last few years, and this is now £95 pretty much everywhere on the internet. That seems a lot for what you're just buying as a sort of secondary bag. I mean, sometimes it'll be a third bag. You might have a normal carry bag, you might have a tour bag for tournaments, and then you might get this for going on holiday. So sometimes it's not even getting used very much at all. So yeah, it's a lot of money. The only thing I would say is a lot of the other ones, Mizuno and TaylorMade and all the rest of it, seem to be similar prices. So maybe the costs are going up, material, you know, prices of everything's going up, and this has been affected as well. And they've just got to that level, and we just need to get used to it. But when I first put it out on sale, I was thinking, that's a lot of money. And I obviously checked the internet to see that that was at the races with the prices. And it was, it's where it needs to be. So that would be my only 2 downsides, is possibly it could do with a little bit more pocket space in terms of your outerwear, and it's quite pricey. But they are nice, and I think when it comes to these things, the Ping one is one of the top ones to get. Maybe Titleist would be another one you'd look at, but you know, especially this limited edition one, I think looks quite a nice design. And yeah, I would recommend it. I would still recommend it, don't get me wrong. Okay, I've said it's slightly pricey and the pocket could be better, but it's still good. I mean, it's still a nice bag, nice solid. It's probably going to last you for absolutely years and years, as all Ping bags tend to do. So yeah, that's the Moonlite for 2022. If you've got any questions, obviously put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And remember to subscribe and like if you can. That'd be great. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening. See you next time.